Hey all, this is the 8:10 a.m. audio, and the reason for it is to talk about a wreck that happened a while back that's still affecting me today in a situation that's real. I was hit by a drunk driver who failed using turn signals, was texting, drinking, and driving. It hit me so hard. He knocked me in the oncoming traffic and almost killed me. The video, the wreck injured me then, almost killed me, and is affecting me to this day. Right after the wreck, I got him on video. It's at Wreck Not Our Fault YouTube, Jeff Nelson channel. This is the major issue, the main reason why I'm appealing what judges have done recently. 6:22 p.m. yesterday, judges were wrong with the appeals court, and they are saying that a brief I wrote is not clear, and what I'm doing is making sense because I have to go forward, and there the system the system has failed and is failing with this. That is enough evidence for for them to make the decision to really send the guy to prison so he doesn't kill your family and you, and go forward with me getting um, money, property and money from those who wronged me, and sending them to prison, getting as much money as possible. Now, the reason I'm saying this is the wreck goes back 5 years. From the now going back, what I have to explain is the problem with people is that a brief is what I'm talking about. The issue and the facts, the evidence and the exhibit, which is the videos. There's not just that one, there's videos of the decisions the judges have made that are wrong. They're complaining about my brief and they're saying what's wrong with it. And if they read it simply and didn't get over involved with it, then they would just see it for what it is. I'm injured permanently the rest of my life. It is affecting me today. I haven't slept since November because law firms lied and said there was a hearing November 4th. I was ready to go to jury trial, so I made another video called To the World Damages because of Carlos Jimenez Gonzalez. I put it out and put it out, and I was ready to show the jury the guy was wrong and this really happened. And it goes against the drunk Progressive Insurance, Thompson Law Firm, MAS Law Firm, and the 298th Court, who were wrong. Now, what is right is explaining all this so it's a visual, and it does make sense because I know I'm making sense, and it's getting me more upset because I've lost all my wages. I've lost all my money and all my time for 5 years because of the drunk, because of 298th Court to this day from yesterday's decision. I had to pay for an appeal because Judge Tabaglowski was wrong. And what I'm going to do is tell the truth all the way because it works. You just tell the truth all the way through. Okay. And yesterday's decision was wrong. And I'm simply saying they're failing to see that the brief that I wrote, what was in it was right. Like there was issues. That's what I was taught from research, to talk about the issue, the statement, what happened, what I want. I tell the courts what I want, and they're failing to see this really happened. If you watch the video, the jury trial, people are going to go, yes, that happens. You deserve this. And the lawyers failed, and it's not my fault. I can't make them help me. I turned the case over and I called the police and they wouldn't come that day. This is in May 2019. So I went to Progressive Insurance, and the agent Casey Colby and the adjuster was racist. They did not handle the case right at all from the beginning. So I've never got paid that way at all. And the drunk drivers never paid Dallas criminal Carlos Jimenez Gonzalez. If you watch the video, you'll know that that really happens. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it again. And I feel like I'm wasting time because the judges really are wrong. And what they've written and said is insanely wrong for someone who's really been hit by a drunk driver, right? When people break the law, like a guy really committed a crime against me, you don't go against them also. And that is what happened with the insurance company, the lawyers, the judges, and that's it. So what I'm doing is, on all these audio recordings, I'm actually showing you that's Carlos Jimenez Gonzalez's van, and the fact that there he is carrying a bumper that he almost hit me. That's how hard it almost killed me. You can see the damages on the wreck, right? And there's a beer bottle right there in front of the van. So I got to rewind that. And this has been 5 years, so this is not easy for me. And the people that are against me with this, they got to get out of the way because this is the truth. And I got to go on with my life, and everyone else would get something. Now, the problem is very major with the judges. For some reason, they're not, and I'm actually exposing him, and I'm calling him out because you can't do that. When somebody's almost killed in Austin, these are my references, my case references, table of authorities. They're already written down, and there's copies, 29 pages long of a brief, again, that I just finished. Now, where they're wrong is they're telling me to do this and do that and do that, and it does not make sense for reality. I know the courts, the system, are sideways. They're making people go through things that really aren't right. It's just an issue. It's just a fact. The way it is needs to be addressed, dealt with, and done right. And the judges are not doing it right. So what I do is I expose them, and I give you their names, and I appeal today. And this is so wrong that I'm having to do this because not one judge is doing the right thing. I mailed 3 copies of this tape, sent it in to Robert Burns III. Now, the judges are the appeals court, so they need to be corrected because they're wrong. If the Burns won't show the judges the tape of the wreck, then he's wrong. I just mailed photos in too last week, and I was spent all days at the library and did 29 pages and spent all day yesterday paying and Xeroxing it, wasting wages and money and time. And at 6:22, the judges were wrong. So I have to do this video and I have to go forward, and it's a wreck. It's a worse wreck. Now, those are facts that anyone will understand. There's the wreck right there, okay? So you got to watch that, and I got to have the people on my side. That's why I made a video in November to the wreck damages because of Carlos Jimenez Gonzalez. Because I am doing what's right, and I always have. And if the system and the judges won't do it, then that's wrong, and they've got to be exposed. And I need help. I need support. So what I'm doing on the audio is I'm showing parts of the wreck to everyone. And the other video, like I said, that's him. He's a real criminal right there. And the other video, they lied to me saying there was a hearing November 4th. And what that did was it made me. I'm going to show the beer bottle and all. They're showing 3 audios going on now, but there he is carrying a bumper the wreck almost killed me. And there's the beer bottle right there in the front of the van, right? So I need to show it on all the audios. But this is just wrong, man. And I want to call him and leave a message. And it's right, but I'm saying that the chances are they're not going to listen. For some unfortunate reason, the judges are trained for the wrong reason. It's just to the truth. And once you tell the truth, that's it. Then you make a decision. And they're failing. This is a real wreck that happened. You have to base the truth. That's a beer bottle. That bottle right there proves he's drunk. That's in front of the wreck that almost killed me. So now I show you the truth was the truth was and still is that the guy almost killed me, okay? It has to be dealt with. The insurance company never paid Progressive Insurance. That has to be dealt with. The Dallas criminals, Carlos Jimenez Gonzalez, and he was wrong. And he's a drunk driver. And he may kill your family and you. The police wouldn't come. And Progressive Insurance was Casey Colby and a racist adjuster. And they were wrong because I never got paid. So what I'm doing, the next thing I'm going to show you is a letter, deception and lying, saying that's all M.A. Thompson Law Firm. I went there first, Ryan Ladd Thompson, and he was wrong. Employee Edwin was wrong, and they further violated all my rights. They went and sent the case to another law firm that was worse. And that's when the trouble started for years. All the lies on emails, all the lies on letters and deceptions, saying there were hearings and courts and a jury trial, and there never was. And all they did is lie for years, from 2019 to 2021 to 2022. And that's the truth. So I'm going to show you this letter dated November 4th because it's evidence and exhibit, and everyone else will be upset. Everybody else will get someone to help. But at this point, you're looking at 5 years of reality. And the judges think wrong. They think I'm complaining and making up, and I'm not. No, every time they've thought wrong and done wrong, it's hurt me more. It's if a judge gets hit and almost killed in a wreck, they're going to want to tell the truth, and they're going to want one person on their side to everyone, right? And if no one helps, they're going to get upset. And that's right where I'm at. I'm a human being. And the failure of the system is messing me up to where I really am losing sleep. And it's been wrong. So I've told people, and to call the courts now and leave a message, I sent the evidence in, and you're looking at right here the letter, November 4th, 2024. Now the court sent it, so they're guilty. You can see Judge Tabaklowski and the lawyer Vincent. They're guilty. They made me think there was a jury trial November 4th, 2024, when they had already went behind my back, committed crimes against me, because he never notified me of a hearing September 25th. This is reality. You're looking at it. That's a crime. What do you call that when you send false, deceptive information? September 25th, they the lawyer lied in a hearing. I'm going to show you further evidence. And Tina Clinton is a judge that's wrong, that I have to go appeal. And the other judges are, a copy went to Wayless. So I've wanted to call all the judges and tell them they're wrong. And it has to be done. And it's really hard when you're a human being. And the other judges were Breedlove and Rosini with 298th Court. So I'm exposing all of them because they're wrong. And I want something done. And I do have a 29-page brief that I'm going to start mailing out today. Now, because of the wreck, I'm not moving. I can't do 100% operating capabilities because no one's helping me. So the judgment was wrong because they dismissed my appeal. And when they went behind my back September 25th, they made a bad judgment, Jablowski, and they said I wasn't at the hearing and there wasn't evidence. You just saw the evidence. I'm going to show you more. So that was the most upsetting thing in the world, was that a drunk driver's still out there and he may kill your family and you. And I've already done it right in the brief. It's just that they won't see it right. It's just simple. And because I'm not perfect, they're going to not look at the drunk driver. And there's the damages of the wreck. I made that video in November, right? And it was going to help me win the case. So I'm still using it. Unfortunately, I'm wasting more wages, more money, and more time. Now, all the brief language I'm talking about, I'm putting in these sentences. I'm showing you real evidence. This is a real exhibit. It has to be done. The judges have to correct what their decision was wrong. That's a real wreck. That almost killed me. It's affecting me today, period. I still got headaches. I still got PTSD. My back and neck is still messed up for the rest of my life. And the Austin, using references in cases, it's very simple. A guy just killed 5 people in Austin, was a drunk driver. That's a case reference, right? That has to be dealt with, and they're dealing with it. But my case, no one's helping me. There's no support. And you can see how bad the damage was and is. And the brief is real simple. I just put what I want in it, and it probably threw the judges off because they're not used to not having control. And when they don't have control, they act out on it, which they did. And they're taking out their wrongness on me, and it's wrong. So those 3 judges are wrong, and they're gonna have to forgive me and the whole system, but it's when they're wrong, they're wrong. And I gotta move on with my life. And I'm not paying. You just saw the evidence. That's a guy that almost killed me. That's Justice Clinton, Breedlove, and Rosini. And uh, Tabalowski started the worst wrecking of my life, is the way to put it. The brief is so simple. I just wrote the truth, and probably because I'm talking the way I am, because it's real, you're going to judge me and go against me. And because I'm a victim, that's what you do. You think you're better than me. You see something that's wrong in me, and you judge me and hold it against me, and you're wrong. You need to do you, okay? And get out of my way. That's what this is all about. And as I said, reality, this guy can kill your family and you, period. And the lawyers that did me wrong can do you wrong. And they're definitely done other people wrong. So the 27 people I do want to expose, because my brief is making sense to me because it's the truth. And any victim, now, can I share something? Any victim is not going to sound right and sound perfect because the victimization really happened. The guy almost killed me. So I'm going to be talking about that forever, and I'm going to be going around the world, or I'm going to be going left and right because it still affects me. It still hurts me. I can't go a day without breathing right because of wrongs, right? And this is what has to be done, and I don't want to do it. This is a real brief, and they made me do this sightings to reporter's record. And what's great about it is I caught the judge Tabalowski in the reporter's record uh, not doing a judgment right on September 25th because she did not find out the facts. And the facts are that's a video that's been out for 5 years. And that's the main thing. The main issue, that's how you do a brief. And the one that they didn't like was written in handwriting because I didn't have tools and I didn't have energy to go to a computer or the library. But what I need to do is keep going forward, and it's the hardest thing in the world, right? So I started out, I'm complying 38.1 with the rules. That's citing the reporter's record. And they're making me do that because Denise Garcia, a judge, wasn't happy, and I'm doing it. And this is due March 20th. They've already went behind my back a second time and said that I didn't do what they wanted. And that's their job. They got to do the right thing, and they failed the entire time. So the 29-page thing, I can show you the basis, the roots of it, like insurance company handled case wrong. And what is wrong with the system is they'll be nitpicky, and if you didn't do one comma right, they're going to kick you out of court, and you're wrong to the rest of your life. Insurance company wronged me, and law firms committed crimes against me. See, that's a sentence, right? That has to be dealt with because it's the truth. And this audio I got to put out. But it can't, I'm going to be done when it can be done. Now, the last thing I'll try to put in here is the additional parties because it is a lot to me to do a lot of work because some other people were wrong. And I'm wanting to give up. And I felt like I kind of did because no one would help me for 5 years. And what's real, look, this is 27 people. I'm going to show it on all the audios that need to be. We want property money from all these 27 people. The law firms, insurance company, and the 298th court. They were wrong, the 298th court, because they never sent a letter of the hearing. And they went behind my back. And how would you feel, watch this now, when the system does you wrong? You have to do things like this, right? You have to expose them. You have to tell the truth. And I can be on the phone, but I know in my heart no one's really going to help. But that's what I need. I need a lot of support and help. And I had it to where people were going to go to court with me that day. But these people really committed crimes against me, and the brief is really done, 29 pages. So I'm going to go forward, and unfortunately, this is going to be very, very hard for me to do, is to go mail these to people randomly and call them and leave messages, because people are people, and they're not going to do the right thing, period, and unless they do, and that's where I'm at right now. To call the judges, they're not used to it, and they won't answer the phone, just like the lawyers lied on the court reporter's record. And that can be the lies I can show you, and evidence where I do have facts against the system that wronged me, because the reporter did not operate with a valid license. It expired May 31st. So on the citing to reporter's record, where I've got them, is that they actually lied, and it has to be dealt with. That is a crime. The lawyer lied about his number, and he in his address, and he withheld Nicholas Louis Vincent. He withheld uh, two. He withheld two addresses from Minor Libermat, Hoffman Del Val. The worst thing in the world is you can't do that. I was almost killed. You need to support, you need to help me. I need help. I was almost killed, and you got a guy out there that may kill your family and you, and it's got to be dealt with, right? And the insurance company's got to be corrected, and all the law firms got to be punished. So that's right. Now, the last thing I can show you is what is wrong with the actual hearing is that is a CSR with a failed, an expired license. This is September 25th. The hearing went behind my back, and the 298th Court, Burroughs and Carolyn Dupree Brown, are guilty because they never sent a letter saying that there was a hearing that day. Now, the truth, you can actually say I went there and they wouldn't let me on my own hearing. Now, there's the lies Vincent said about representation for me. The index is not in alphabetical order. There's lies on the reporter's record. The index is not in alphabetical order. Lies on the reporter's record. The index is not in alphabetical order. Lies on the reporter's record. The index is not in alphabetical order. And there's he lies about the law firm and the address right there. And in the beginning, there's no time stated in the beginning of the hearing. So that they're saying that happened on that day, but there's no time marked. Now, the what's right for me to say is that's enough evidence. That's all. This is all. That's all a real exhibit that can be used to win a case, and that's what I want to do. One friend is for me. Last night, I spent all my money, all my time yesterday, getting Xerox copies of the brief you saw. Now, what I'm going to show you is evidence that I'm still damaged permanently. That's my sciatica nerve. 9/27. That's the day of the court. I was at the VA. They were behind my back, lying and actually committing crimes. If you look at it right, on that day, they went behind my back and went against me. And that's all the evidence and facts. You already saw it. And that's the truth. I can't move today, my back and neck, because of the wreck.